If there's any message I would like you to take away from this video, it is that we have to learn to meet people where they are and understand that they do things with the knowledge that they have and the abilities that they have. We can support them. Hello there, welcome to Home Mystics. My name is Tutu and I created this channel to share my thoughts, my experiences, and some inspiration on making a home that supports us in our everyday life. I am passionate about the potential that our homes have to better our lives and to hold us when it seems like everything else is falling apart. We often take for granted that our homes are the places where self-esteem and confidence are nurtured, where we are able to reach our fullest potential to thrive. Our homes are also where we celebrate, where we cry, where we learn, where we love, and all these things. When we have a look at the rising numbers of mental health cases, of unhappiness, and overall discomfort in the world today, it is clear to see that something is not right. So many of us are overwhelmed with the influences out there. There are so many things that we have very little and no control over, and it causes a lot of unhappiness and uneasiness in our lives. But if we set up our homes to be the places where we can be at peace, regenerate, recover, and relax, and reboost ourselves, we could become better. I believe that we should be paying more attention to home and how our homes are structured, because it is there that we can find the backup, the support that we need to stabilize us when the outside world seems like it's overwhelming. We can get so much out of our spaces if only we knew how. Just think about it. If we pay heavy rent or have bought a home, that home should be more than just a place where we just simply lay our heads. If you were to pay an assistant to help you work on a project, you would want your assistant to deliver some kind of value, won't you? If you go to a restaurant, you would want the food to be great, won't you? And if you pay or spend the night in a hotel, an expensive hotel, your expectations will be higher. Exactly. We pay rent or own a home. I think we should focus more on what benefits we can get out of our homes. We all know that our homes are where we get our physiological needs, our essential needs like food, water, clothing, sleep, shelter, and such things should come easy to us in our home. At the same time, our home should create the space for safety and security, for love and belonging and prosperity. And I believe in order to live your best life, you need to make a life where your entire space has purpose. That is to serve you and make your life more comfortable so you can be more productive. A healing space, and most importantly, loving. Let me give you an example. Before I go any further, beloved, I need you to tap on that subscribe button, because this will help me a whole lot to grow this channel and keep coming back with valuable content to help you make, master, and maintain your happy home. Share this channel with your friends and family because they deserve to have a happy home too. Thank you. Yeah, it was in the middle of 2023. Unfortunately, my mother's cancer came back, and I decided to go to London to be with her and just to give her that more support. So, whilst I was in London, I was in her flat and I decided to do what I love to do best, and that is to declutter and to organize her home. This was while she was in the hospital. I wanted to make it a beautiful place for her to come back to and be happy after the surgery. I knew that she wasn't going to be able to do the things that she used to be able to do after that. And so the idea was to make things easier for her to be able to reach her items, to be able to cook and to store her belongings in a way that she would not have to strain herself to get things done. So I visited her in the hospital and I asked her if it was okay and if she would give me the permission to declutter and organize her home. I promised her that it was going to make that I was going to make it beautiful, and it was going to be a lot easier for her to manage. And she gave me the go ahead. She said, "You know what? Get rid of anything you think is just not okay for me right now. Anything that will be too much for me." So I went ahead and did exactly that. So I started decluttering and organizing and discovered so many things, beautiful things that my mother owned. Many of the things from the past that she was keeping for I don't know when, and many other things that she'd been keeping for the future. I don't know when, but she had a lot of gorgeous things and mugs and dishes and cutlery that she'd never even opened. So I did my very best, sorted everything. The items that I thought were not going to be of any use of some kind to her, and some items that she had like two or three of, I donated, passed on to where they would be of more use. I reduced the amount she had altogether and made it overall very simple for her to maintain. I wanted her to experience the now and to enjoy the now and let go of all the things that were no longer serving her from the past. Also, the things that she was keeping for the future. I told her that she should, as I said, enjoy today. That was a great experience for me myself. You know, a lot of times we focus so much on the future and the past, and we forget to enjoy life whilst it's happening. We keep tons of stuff that occupy our valuable space. They clog up our minds and hold us back from enjoying our time. Having a lot of stuff can be overwhelming. Now, I'm not a minimalist, but I don't believe in owning things that I don't use. The intention here was to create a space that will allow my mother to heal, a space that won't make her feel helpless and unable, and also to give her that room to be able to relax and welcome her friends and family without feeling overwhelmed. That is just one example of how a home can work with us and not against us. Yes, that's the thing. Sometimes some people's home literally work against them. Imagine coming back home to a chaotic space after a long, hard day's work or from a stressful day at school or whatever. That is not what we want. A home should be welcoming and not just work. Anyway, when I flew back home to Germany after a little over 2 weeks, I woke up the next morning energized and ready to tackle the mess that my family had left behind. I did not get angry and I did not blame any of them for the chaos because I knew that I hadn't been there for a while. Usually I would prepare things, stock up on stuff, pre-cook and, different things. But this time I did not have the time to do so. But when I got back home, I found that it was not that bad. It wasn't bad at all. Why? Because things were already in place for my family to do the right thing, to be able to cope and do things without me being around to keep the house under control, without me being physically present. They messed up the house, sure enough. They always do when I'm not around. It's like, oh, mom's not here. Let's have a party and mess everything up. But the big catastrophe that I was expecting to find was not there because the systems had already been put in place for everything to function well. The core foundation was already laid and it made things a lot more manageable for them. There have been times where I left home for maybe like 2 or 3 days and I came back and have seen a bigger mess. So I'm happy. It was not perfect, but they did what they could do with the knowledge that they have and the abilities that they have. And that's good enough. If there's any message I would like you to take away from this video, it is that we have to learn to meet people where they are and understand that they do things with the knowledge that they have and the abilities that they have. We can support them in getting to the next level, but that takes time and a few other ingredients that I will share with you on this channel. So patience is key. Try to understand that mistakes are learning opportunities. Well, let's not call them mistakes. Let's say experiences are learning opportunities. I know that this can be challenging for perfectionists, like I found myself to be sometimes. Situations like this can cause serious friction in a home. But let's set that straight. Here comes a little self check. Just because someone is a perfectionist does not mean that they manage to get all their tasks done. Sometimes perfectionists procrastinate regularly. They push their tasks onto the next day, the next week, the next month, the next year because they feel like that they're not going to be able to complete things perfectly. They find it hard to relax. They become obsessed with rules, with lists, and work and all that. But it is not fair to put your loved ones under that pressure. At the same time, we need to find the middle way, the middle way. And that is not always easy. We can avoid perfectionism by setting realistic, attainable systems. So if you suspect that perfectionism is interfering with you and your family and your well-being, then maybe you should speak to a professional, someone who can help you because they can recommend strategies and tips and methods to help you manage your systems a lot better because this can become very overwhelming for family members. But that is a topic for another video. I had to learn to let go some, and my family had to learn to manage tasks at home with the knowledge that they have and the abilities that they have, so we could meet each other halfway to create an authentic home atmosphere. So I hope this video has helped you to understand that there is something that you can do to make, master, and maintain your happy home. Thanks for watching, and remember, an organized home is a happy home. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. See you next time.